I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Good afternoon to you and yours. This is The Bottom Line, 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, doubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff sitting in for Choice, sitting alongside the one, the only, making his broadcasting return. Matty Ice, how are you, sir? It has been forever since we have seen you.
It has been a long time.
Let's see. It would have been... Last time you were here might have been October of last year. Does that sound right?
It's been about a year.
Yeah, it was the middle of high school football, I believe.
Yeah, that life got in the way.
Yeah, because I was doing some Idalou games with Clint, and then I had to, life got chaotic, and now we're back and life's chaotic, so
welcome
full
back.
circle.
That's how it rolls here. That's what we do best is chaotic. Lucas Wet across the way, sliding the slide. So basically what I'm telling you is, for this show, nobody is where they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But that's standard operating procedure for the Bottom Line on a Friday. And if you've been hanging out with us on Fridays, you've known that has been going on. So Matt, what's been the big sports stories that you've been paying attention to in the last year? Let's let you get all those thoughts and comments out ahead of time. Because you haven't had a chance to vent about how, or brag about how good the Red Raider basketball team was, or how frustrating it was to watch the baseball team, or the College World Series run for the softball team.
Yeah, the baseball team took a poop.
They did.
But the softball team was oh so close, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of what-ifs in that last series. And then football is right around the corner.
Yeah,
and that is excitement, right? Like we're here. My watch is saying here.
It's football time.
Yeah.
We're a few weeks away.
Yes,
of
course.
But yeah, it is. We're in the talking season, and there is new information coming out of the talking season. So we'll get into that when we get to the headlines here. Where have you been paying attention to the Dallas Cowboys and the drama that is their off season so far?
Jerry doing Jerry things.
Man, that can't be your answer. That's all of our answers up here.
Listen, here's if we're just jumping straight into it, do I think that they should have signed Micah? Yes, as everybody already probably thinks that with me, right?
Yes.
I'm not in the minority on that. Do I think signing Micah is Super Bowl or not? No, I don't think they're going to make it with signing Micah. So it doesn't really matter to me if they sign him. I just think this is what Jerry does. He waits till all the players in that position get signed, and then he offers the most money, and that's why their roster is terrible. You should have already addressed Micah and should have already had him signed. The same thing you should have done with CD before you offered him that big old contract. But we've seen this forever. We've seen it back when Zeke got paid. Zeke was the last running back to get paid like that, and then he got a monster contract, and then it just ruins him. Dak Prescott's the same way. So this is just how Jerry runs his team. What's crazy about it is this is what Jerry thinks is success, is just being a very profitable team. He still thinks he's a Super Bowl team. I would have to look at all the teams, but I don't think that the Cowboys would be in my top half of possible Super Bowl winners in the entire NFL.
No, I don't.
They're probably right there, like at 15th or so. I just don't think that they're a top 5. Well, I know they're not a top 5. I don't even think they'd be in my top 10 of Super Bowl favorites. I mean, we can pull up the odds. They're pretty far down there. But we'll see. Do I think Micah will stay? Yeah, I do. I don't think somebody will offer a big enough package for Jerry just to part ways with Micah. I think they'll get him paid. He's still with them, I believe, 1 year guaranteed, and then some. He can be franchised, I believe, right? Twice.
Yes.
Won't happen, but we'll see. He'll stay with the Cowboys, and then all these bad words that he's saying of I don't want to be here. I've made my mind up. I've sent my letter in. Yeah, he'll jump on his podcast where he makes plenty of extra money and say I want to be here. This was just part of the negotiation process.
Do you think it's part of the negotiation process, or do you think he wants out?
I don't think he wants out.
Okay.
I think Micah just wants to get paid. Do I think Micah cares if the colors on his jersey are green or red or purple or yellow? No, I don't. I think he just wants to get paid. And he deserves to.
I mean, does anybody not want to get paid?
I want to get paid.
Lucas, do you want to get paid?
Absolutely.
I mean, if I were to give you the opportunity to double what we pay you here, would you take that?
100%.
I mean, I'm not stepping out into big limbs here, I don't think, for anybody involved. But it's frustrating to me as a Cowboys fan because I feel like when this whole process started with Dak, CD, and Micah Parsons being boom, 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 that you knew you were going to have to take care of their contracts. And the two that I felt deserved their contracts the most.
CD and Micah?
That would be the two, yes.
Oh, well.
And like even not saying that Dak didn't deserve to get a contract, but the people that I would have been like, I need to get CD taken care of, I need to get Micah Parsons taken care of. Then I'll take care of Dak. Like that's the order I would have done it, and it's almost reverse of that.
Yes.
And it is...
The question I have is now with Micah, does Micah make more than TJ Watt? Or does he fall under TJ but above Miles, which is $1 million difference? But is that where he sits, or is he going to reset the market again?
Okay, so this is where I need somebody that was part of the negotiations with Dak Prescott. And I've said this before. I will say it again until I get an answer to this question. I need one thing in the negotiations between Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. It can be a parking space. It can be he only wants red M&Ms. It could be that he wants his locker moved 5 feet further away from the door so he doesn't have to deal with everybody walking past him. Something in the negotiations that Dak Prescott wanted that he didn't get from the beginning of the negotiations. One stupid thing. And I don't care what it is. Because if you're just going to bow down to whatever the demands are, bow down early and get it done. So to answer your question, if I found one thing that Dak Prescott wanted that he didn't get, or one thing CeeDee Lamb got that didn't get, then I would tell you that he'll be somewhere probably between the two. But because no one can answer that question, because they've gotten everything they've wanted, that he will be the highest paid defensive end in football and quite possibly the highest paid defender.
He'll be the highest. I agree with you. He'll be the highest paid defender in the NFL. He'll surpass the $41 million that TJ Watt got.
And would he have signed 37 last year?
37 last year would have put him. I can't remember when Myles Garrett got his contract, but it would have put him either first or second.
Yeah,
at that time. At that time.
Do we think he would have signed that contract?
Yes.
Then? Yes.
So you would have saved some money.
And you would have saved enough money to improve your offensive line.
The problem is with CD and Micah now is that Dak was your trendsetter with contracts, and he said, I will give y'all no discount. There is no coupons coming to my contract. I want as much as I feel like I am worth. And then we saw CD, and I would assume Micah will follow suit and say, I don't care what you save. I want all the money.
And they're allowed to do that.
Of course they are.
Jerry doesn't have to sign the contract.
He will.
And he will, yes. That's what's going to happen.
Sorry.
We're going to hit you with the headlines on the way next. It is The Bottom Line, 100.7 The Score, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Rolling through the lunch hour here on The Bottom Line. Lucas White back in his chair. Apparently we embarrassed him enough that he had to come back to work. So, and now we got Logan missing. So now I got another person that's missing in the building. No, he's back over there.
He's over there. He's hanging out.
Matt Estenson, Jeff McGuire hanging out with you today as we are in the 100.7 The Score studio. Give us a call on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. You can also give us your thoughts off of the Yates Flooring Center chat line at DoubleTSportsNetwork.com or the 100.7 The Score mobile app. This thought off the Yates Flooring Center chat line: Tech is better at players' contracts after only 1 year than Jerry after 40. Laugh out loud from T-Bone. It's not funny, man.
He's kind of not wrong as
I
of
didn't
right
say
now.
he was wrong. I didn't. I said it wasn't funny. It's different. God, he's so bad at it.
Jerry just wants to make a splash, which is...
And it works.
It does, but nobody cares after like a week of somebody signing a big contract. Nobody made a splash when CD signed. The only reason we make a splash right now or a news-worthy conversation about Dak is because Dak is, I'm not going to say terrible. I don't mean terrible like bottom quarterback in the league, but his contract numbers do not relate to his play style. He doesn't deserve $60 million a year. Now, the argument is made is you're only worth what somebody's willing to pay you. So clearly Jerry thinks that he's worth $60 million a year. Mm-hmm. But his record and his results over previous years do not say that.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to bash Dak anymore.
You can.
No, I'm not, because everybody just thinks that I want him off the team. Because
don't you?
Everybody thinks that I make too much of his contract because his contract is going to get better technically with the salary cap as the numbers go up and his number stays flat. And that I blame Dak for all the problems for the Cowboys. I don't blame him for all the problems of the Cowboys, but I'm not allowed to criticize Dak anymore. So Dak is a fine quarterback and an upstanding individual, and we should build statues of him.
Tom Brady's statue gets released tonight, just so you know. They're going to unveil it tonight.
New England? Mm-hmm. Really?
Just letting you know. Maybe Dak should take a picture of it so he knows what the Super Bowl rings look like. Sorry.
Dak is a fine, upstanding individual and a well-rounded quarterback in the NFL, and he will be an MVP candidate at this year because...
You're lying to yourself. It's Friday. You're tired.
Texas Tech football.
Yeah.
How about we talk about something that's happy? You have not given us the opportunity to grill you, sir, about the Red Raider football season and expectations for the upcoming year. Number 4 under Joey McGuire. So let's start off with your overall record for the Red Raider football team. What are you predicting today? These are not written in stone. We are not carving anything and setting the bump anywhere, but where is your heart today for the Red Raider football team?
10 wins.
So 10-2. Mm-hmm. So now I get to ask my second favorite question.
Who are we losing to?
Who are the 2 losses?
Utah and Kansas State make the most sense.
Okay. Is that who you're going with?
But something that always makes me nerve-wracking is a team like West Virginia playing the last game of the season and you're going away. And whether you're having a mediocre year, that game is scary. Or let's say you come out the gate and you are 11-0 going into West Virginia on your last game of the week or of the season. That is equally as scary.
And your spot is locked into the Big 12 championship game.
Yes,
at that point.
yes. And so then you maybe let your guard down a little bit, or like I said, yes, for right now, since nothing's written in stone, I would say 10-2 with losses coming to Utah and K-State.
Okay. So what would it take for you to change the Utah game to a win? What do you have to see the first few games? And the few games could be up to Utah. Because if you learn anything from Arkansas Pine Bluff...
Turnovers.
Turnovers? Okay.
And give up less than I would say give for sure 28 points or less. I would have to see the defense just shut these teams down and have some turnover wins. I feel like last year the turnovers weren't there. And then that's the other question, that I have coming into the season is I think the players are there. Well, clearly they're there, the number 1 transfer class. You've got a lot of returners. But we have 2 new coaches with offensive, defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And to see their plans that they have in their head, right? Everything's great on your head. Everything's great on when you're drawing it up, you're presenting it to the team. Can they execute it on the field as you're thinking? Can we have that top defense in a top offense where both of these coaches last year from their other roles in what was it, Houston and then Texas State? Is that right? Mm-hmm. Offensive coordinator, Texas State. Yeah. So they increased their rankings there, can you do that on a bigger stage? So that's kind of where I'm at. So, but for me, it's the defense. I think the offense will be fine if Baron Morton stays healthy. That would
help.
Key kicker is if his jersey is clean after every game. I think you'll be fine.
Utah also takes first away game. So
yeah, it's week 4.
Yeah,
it is. Come on down. You just got to play 3 cupcakes.
Yeah.
No disrespect to any of these teams, including Oregon State, but 3 cupcakes. Come on down and see if you can handle us.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Oregon State's the one I've got 2 losses as well. I've got you going 10-2. And I've got a loss to Kansas State because Kansas State lives rent-free in my head.
They do mine,
period. You could play this game in Lawrence. You could play this game in Manhattan. You could play this game on the moon. You could play this game in Lubbock, Texas. You could play this game in Dallas. You could play this game anywhere at the bottom of the ocean. And I would still pick Kansas State to win this game because Texas Tech has found a way to lose against the Wildcats.
Yeah.
You have had a better team than Kansas State go into Manhattan and get their tail kicked. You have had a better team in Lubbock, Texas than what came into Lubbock from Manhattan and got your tail kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Because you found ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And until that hurdle is climbed, more than once, because you have done it more than once the other direction where you have just handed them a victory, I will continue to put Kansas State as a loss on the schedule every time I see it when it comes to the football team. I flip that around for basketball and feel better about myself there a little bit. I do a little Kansas thing there, and I wish I'd stop, but I need them to start winning in the football field. The other one I've got right now is Oregon State. You have not been, and it's a lot of the same reasons. You have not played 3 consecutive games in your non-conference well yet under Joey McGuire. You might have had a good game. You might have had a great game. But you've had a stinker every year. Now, if you have your stinker against Arkansas Pine Bluff, I think your talent on the field can make up for it. If you have a stinker on the field for your second game of the year, I think you can make up for that with the talent on the field. But if you keep your stinker for week 3 against Oregon State, I think they can beat you.
That would be heartbreaking.
Yes.
To lose to Kansas State.
You mean Oregon State?
Oregon State,
yes.
Excuse me. They play.
Kansas State happens all the time. We're used to that by now.
Kansas State. See, they're already in my head. So Oregon starts off the season with Cal and then Fresno. Not that means anything, but I just think that is a little bit harder that's an instant ramp up for them.
Yep.
There's a little more quality in who they're playing as opposed to Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State.
This off the Ed Flooring Center chatline about what you need to see to change your losses to wins. Sacks and tackles for loss without blitzing. Ooh. See, that's scratching me where I itch. You mean you can get pressure with 3-on-5? Because we've seen it's possible. You know why I know? Because it's happened to us a lot. You're holding tight ends back to block 3 guys. Duh.
Yeah. The comment's not wrong. I think the biggest question for me, like I said, on the defense this year is the secondary. I think the D-line will be fine. Got some transfers that came in. I think your linebacking core is going to be a strong stud. It is the secondary that scares me still.
And you made improvements there. I also think that your defensive line, in the words of one Chris Snead, is my Lord good.
Yeah.
And if they're as good as he is describing, and he is seeing the Jesus when he is saying this, that your corners don't have to be as good because they won't have to defend as long because the quarterbacks will be running for their life.
I can only hope.
Me too. I would be in favor. It is. The bottom line. 100.7 the score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
We're discussing awesome people during the break. I'll give you a hint. Lucas White, one of them. He's across the way. Slide and slides, pushing buttons for us on the program. Bullfighter chiming in. Man, I absolutely love the small town old school food. Homemade steak
Homemade steak fingers are
Thank
fantastic.
you. And those looked very tasty. Bullfighter, those look very, very good for lunch. I had slice of pizza for lunch.
Okay.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It was pizza at the end of the day. This off the It's Morning Center chat line. I'd be a Colts fan. That from Juan M.
I don't have nothing against the Colts. I couldn't be a fan of them. Couldn't do it.
I also
Nothing against them though.
some of this is work related. I couldn't be a Chiefs fan. Like, I don't root against Patrick. Let's make this clear. I want Patrick to do well, and ergo, the Chiefs are going to do well. But I desk next to somebody who's a Chiefs fan and work with another Chiefs fan in the morning every day. I couldn't be a Chiefs fan. I'm not rooting against them, but couldn't send my allegiance that way. I did think about it, but then I'd have to deal with that. And that's hard. That's really hard.
I can't be a Chiefs fan. Again, nothing against Patrick as well. I actually think he's a stand-up guy. He's awesome to watch play at the quarterback position. But I feel like that bandwagon is full. And that might upset people in Lubbock, but it's exactly what happened when he got drafted, is they jumped on the bandwagon. And they all became Chiefs fans. Cowboys lost some fans. The Texans lost some fans. And
that was the first wave of the bandwagon.
Yeah. And then they won.
Yeah.
And then Travis started dating Taylor in the second bandwagon wave.
That's a big bandwagon, man.
It is.
It's big.
Massive.
And you know what? You got to give respect to it. You got to give respect to it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're still winning.
Yeah. That's my only knock with the Chiefs. I actually like Travis Kelce. Like I said, Andy Reid, Patrick. I like a lot of things that are on the Chiefs, but I just can't be a fan because of that. I feel like it's already been there, done that. And they'll probably keep winning. I think he has a really solid chance to surpass Tom Brady.
As long as Andy Reid is there, yes. And I'm not saying that whoever they bring in after Andy Reid couldn't be as good, or that Patrick couldn't have sponged enough knowledge off of Andy Reid. But that was a perfect quarterback head coach.
It was a match made in heaven.
It was. Like, you couldn't draw it up better for Patrick to go into a situation to succeed. And I don't know that Andy Reid could have picked a better quarterback to bring into his system to do what he wants it to do.
Being that we see coaches coach for a long time, he's 67 years old. How many more years do you think Andy Reid will stay in the NFL head coaching position? 5? You think he'll coach till he's 72?
No. 3.
I got 3.
3.
How many Super Bowls do you think he goes to?
1.
One more?
Goes to?
Yeah, not wins, just goes to.
It wouldn't surprise me to say 3 to that answer.
That's a fair.
That's, I mean, if I'm, it's the old pick one of these, vote against Tom Brady, vote against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not hitting either one of those buttons. I'm not going to say that Patrick Mahomes isn't going to lead the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. I'm just not. That doesn't mean I'm picking them to win it, but getting to that game, I don't know that I'm going that direction.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wanted to go back and pull the 2017 draft class just to see how different his career could have been, right? First pick was Cleveland.
Big time different.
Probably wouldn't know much about Patrick Mahomes right now.
No, you would. He'd be the biggest bust in the NFL history because he was the number 1 pick and went to Cleveland.
Yeah. The Bears at number 2. I don't even remember who was coaching the Bears at that time.
Neither did the Bears.
2017. They drafted Mitch Trubisky.
How's he doing for them? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now number 3, he might have been okay. 49ers.
Yeah, but they didn't need a quarterback then.
No. I think they would have been all right, though. They had a good head coach at the time.
The spot that I thought he was going to go to was the Saints. That's where I thought he was heading toward for that draft class.
The rest of these teams would have absolutely destroyed his career. And I won't go crazy and do them all, but I'll just rank them real fast. The Jags, the Titans, the Jets, the Chargers, the Panthers, and the Bengals.
Yeah.
He literally fell where he was supposed to.
Well, and the Chiefs went up to go get him, so that helped.
But
too.
that's right. They wanted him. They knew what they saw. So,
yeah. Old Razzle Dazzle chimes in. Bills Mafia makes me want to be a fan. Hate Josh Allen, though. Love his wife. How can you hate Josh Allen? Like, if you don't like him as a quarterback, I'm willing to listen to that argument. But he's just, it feels like a good dude.
he seems like a genuinely good guy.
Like a genuinely good dude.
He kind of reminds me of, and it's probably because I saw him on a video together and stuff, and I do follow golf. He has that Bryson DeChambeau-like mentality, like just a good guy that is really good at his craft, likes to have a lot of fun, but clean fun.
Right.
Not a crazy at night at the club, catch him in the TMZ report at 3 a.m.
No.
Yeah.
His wife would shoot him with an arrow.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of him every Sunday.
No, that's different.
Especially 2 times a year. But I do think he's probably a genuinely good guy.
And Bills Mafia is awesome.
Oh my
God.
Wild.
If there is a fan base I could just be a fan of, Bills Mafia would be near the top of that list.
So you're saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying, because then I'm a fan of the Bills Mafia. I'm not a fan of the Bills. I don't hate everybody else in the AFC East.
Okay.
Like that's where that rolls. But the fact that when another team does something that benefits the Bills, they donate to that team's charity as a fan base. Like, and it's yes, the guy, whoever they're donating to, would rather have gotten the win or whatever the situation is, or gotten into the playoffs or won the Super Bowl. But the fact that the Bills do that every single year, and they, smash their tables, like,
It's like amateur wrestling before the game.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to see that?
Oh my gosh, there's no way.
I didn't say I would do it.
I probably couldn't
wouldn't
qualify on the application to be a Bills Mafia fan.
No.
Purely because no.
I don't want to get hurt. I
Yeah.
would get hurt.
Yeah.
I would find a way to hurt myself. Let's see here. Off of the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Bullfighter, would Pats have succeeded if they were more with Bill Parsons? Let's try this in English. I'm apparently having a hard time reading today. Would Pat have success, or would have, I'm guessing it's supposed to be the same success or more with Bill Belichick with the Patriots? I don't think so.
I don't know. It's hard to say yes or no on that one. Because Brady and Pat are both great quarterbacks, but I think Mahomes is, I don't know, he has a different style of football, and not so much, he doesn't run or anything. I'm not talking about that, like just the way he kind of carries himself. It took Brady a lot of years to kind of start to see who Brady really was. Mm-hmm. And I think that really you didn't see that till the last few years of the Patriots, where he was much more vocal. And then he went to Tampa Bay, and he was extremely vocal in terms of just doing interviews and stuff like that, and you got to see who he was, and he still won another one. I don't know if he would have the same success, but it's a good question. I don't know.
Off the Flooring Center chat line, Netflix series Quarterback, 2 seasons, really good. Josh Allen seems like a good guy on there as well. That from TW.
Yeah.
You just don't like him because he plays in your division.
It's only 2 times a year I don't like him.
Well, and every other week, too. You don't want the Bills to win every week.
I want them to lose all the time, but not as bad as the Jets. I am not a Jets fan by any. You couldn't pay me. Yes, you could. But it would be a lot of money to be a Jets fan. I love the Patriots, but yeah. See, that's where me and you differ.
Yeah, no.
There's a check big enough to make you an Eagles fan, I promise. I promise.
It's going to have at least 3 commas in it.
It's
and
Jalen Hurts jersey or Saquon?
No.
Which one do you want me to get you?
If I will answer that question on the other side, because there is one Eagles player that if I were to have an Eagles jersey of, it would be who it would be. There's one.
Okay.
And only one. I'm not buying it though. It's the bottom line. 100.7 score.
bringing you the truth or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Kaneko of West Texas, I apologize that we did not get this done 30 minutes ago. But we're making up for it now with Jamie's question of the day, brought to you by someone not named Jamie, namely me. And it's a Friday. I don't want to do a serious question today. So, for Matt, for Lucas, for our fine listening audience, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, what is the best tailgate menu? If you want to define what time the game kicks off as part of this menu, you are allowed. But what is the perfect game day tailgate menu?
You want the whole menu?
I want the whole menu.
Oh, man.
We got an hour to get out of here, and I want to go home hungry.
Game day menu.
Did I mention I got to go to the grocery store when we get done here?
My mind goes to so many places.
Sure.
Okay, I've got to have pizza.
Okay.
Got to.
For a tailgate?
Yes.
Okay.
It's easy.
Sure.
Pizza goes good anything. I want some wings and brats. If we're pulling out the stops for the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Cold beverage. I'll let you decide what you want to bring.
Whichever one you are you're drinking.
Whichever one you want to bring. I'm not a big sweets guy on game day menus unless it's one thing.
Okay.
Cookies. Little grab-and-go cookie. Nothing other than that.
What about game day cupcakes?
I'm not a cupcake guy.
You're not a cupcake guy? Okay.
No, because I don't need the icing and stuff on game days. I just want the cookie.
Okay.
I'm good.
You're good there.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm simple when it comes to game days.
Nothing wrong with that.
And really, like I said, you could have said we ordered 20 pizzas. I'm good.
You're good. Sign you up.
Yeah.
And the cold beverage.
That's mandatory. I sent you a text about those beverages earlier.
You did.
Yeah.
I laughed. Lucas, game day tailgate, go.
Brisket sliders.
Oh.
Sliders.
Yes.
Okay, so hang on. Do you just do like regular bread, or are you pulling out like the Hawaiian bread?
The Hawaiian rolls.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you've got the 7-layer dip, crab cakes, soft pretzels, brownies.
He said brownies.
So, yeah. And then
I didn't think about brownies.
definitely what Matt said, a cold beverage. Definitely on top.
Man, you went way more in depth than me. You went crab cakes and everything.
Well, it's crab cakes and football, man. That's what they do in New England.
I went to
That's how the line goes. Yeah, that's the line.
I went
got
to
it
a
right.
Navy football game in Maryland, basically.
Cool.
Annapolis, right off the water, and they had crab cakes. They had all this seafood.
Okay, well, they're cheating because
Well,
they're
yeah.
right off the water.
I know, but
I mean, if I was in Houston, yeah, you better believe that tailgates would be shrimp.
yes.
And you don't have to go far to go get it. God, that's one thing I miss living here instead of growing up. There was a place that used to advertise our shrimp was swimming in the bay an hour ago. They had a boat come in every hour dropping off shrimp. Like, that's how they could pull that off. Oh, God, it was so good. Took your wallet because it was expensive for that, but it was so good. This off the Ace Flooring Center chatline. Ice cold beer, end of list. Perfection. That from Camo. Old Razzle Dazzle. Bullfighter said he's sticking with a jug of pickles and a 30 rack of Coors Lights. Okay. Camo also says sliders require Hawaiian rolls no matter if tailgate at home if a tailgate or at home. My apologies. My wife made some ham turkey cheese sliders this week. Oven toasted Hawaiian rolls. Excellent. I am not denying the awesomeness of the Hawaiian roll. Do not misunderstand my question. I just needed to make sure that they were, in fact, the Hawaiian roll and not just small burgers. Because I've seen people do sliders that way, and they were wrong. I was checking.
I think for me, like when you talk about like tailgate, and I'm not a good tailgater. I'll just say that for one reason. Let me back that up. I'm a good tailgater if you just want somebody to socialize with. I'm not the prepping.
Well, I think you're a good dude, so yeah.
I'm not the prepping tailgater that's going to get up at 4 a.m. to get the grill or get the brisket going or any of that. That's not me. Not that I can't cook. I think I'm actually a really good cook. I'm just not putting that effort in. If I'm going to tailgate, I'm bringing my wife if she wants to go, and if not, there's only one other thing in my hand, and that's a case of beverages. That's what I bring to the tailgate. I am there to eat. I'll donate money. I am not prepping any of that. I'm there to have fun, not to clean up. So I'm not a good tailgate person in terms of that kind of thing. That's why for me it's always quick food. Quick food is all I want on a tailgate.
I do agree in the quick food essence. Wings go in this category.
Yeah.
Sausage wraps, brisket wraps.
I'm good with those. I'm good with that. Tortilla, sausage,
exactly.
A little bit of mustard. I'm good.
I'm also, and as sacrilege as this is, if you're just doing burgers and dogs, and they're just burgers and dogs, you're not doing anything fancy, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not barbecuing.
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing. We're grilling there. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's a bad tailgate with just burgers and dogs. And burgers and dogs constantly coming off of that grill to keep going until the pile gets to that point. I'm also a big fan of the salty sweet. If you do chips, you need to do some sort of cookies is a good example. Brownies is a great example. Little itty bitty baby cupcakes, those are awesome because you pick up one and you just pop it in. You don't have to worry about trying to break them in half and all the icing going everywhere.
What is it, Advil?
Well, I'm just saying. We're talking little cupcakes, baby cupcakes. But I don't want a plate. That's kind of where this starts. Because if I've got a plate and I've got a beverage, I'm missing a hand to eat with.
Well, then you got to go sit or lean on something.
Right. Or I've got to put the plate on the ground. What happens if you put the plate on the ground? The ants are going to get to it. If I put the beverage on the ground, what's going to happen to it? I'm going to kick the thing over.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. So eliminating the plate from the tailgate, I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Wraps, dogs, grab and go burgers kind of things. Wings are okay in that regard because you do need a plate because you're getting 5 or 6 of them. But they're so quick to eat, you ditch the plate quick.
Yeah.
And I have a less chance to knock over my beverage at that point.
Growing up, it was just me and my dad. We ate hot dogs once a week, chili dogs, all that. Never ate brats growing up. As I've gotten older,
you prefer the brat.
Do not eat hot dogs.
Okay.
I'll eat brats all day. Not a hot dog person.
Poppers, brisket, queso, carnival sausage, wings, and Miller Lite. Carnitas.
You know what the cool thing about tailgate food is? None of these people are wrong.
No.
This is all delicious.
No one is saying anybody's wrong.
If I had to stop and grab some of everybody on the chat line that they're offering this delicious pieces of heaven and pop little cupcakes like they're Advil, according to Jeff, then I'm all for it. I'm just not cooking none of it.
It's a lot of work.
I'll Venmo you as I go by.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You do not need to tell me I am crazy, gentlemen. I already know. You do, however, get to tell me if I am wrong. And you wanted the college football statement. So here we go. A team that is not ranked in the top 25 as we sit here today will not only finish the season in the top 15, but will make the college football playoff. Tell me I'm wrong.
So a team outside of the top 25
currently
will
finish in the top 15
and make a college football playoff.
College football playoff.
I think you are wrong.
Okay.
I think you're wrong.
So there won't be enough movement for that to happen in college football this year is what you're thinking.
Let me back
you
that
can.
up. No, let me back that up. I think that'll happen. Just by looking at it, you'll have some movement. You'll have enough movement where a team will jump up and swing into the college playoffs.
Lucas, tell me I'm wrong. Or right, as the case may be. A team outside of the top 25 right now will finish in the top 15 and be in the college football playoff.
There's one school that I think could do it,
Okay.
and that's a homer thought.
Are you saying Mississippi State?
No, absolutely not. No.
Well, that's the homer thought
Well,
for you.
yeah, for me.
Who do you think it is?
Well, there's two actually now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay, there's two.
My real homer option is Liberty, but their strength
Okay.
of schedule is not going to might play against them.
It will hurt them a little bit, yes.
Yeah, but I could see them either losing one or actually maybe hopefully going undefeated. The other school is Virginia Tech,
Okay.
just being a Power 4, and they have a weak schedule
Yeah.
that kind of bodes well for them, but those are the only two schools that I can think of.
Yeah. I think I'm going to side with my first answer. I think you're wrong. I don't think
Okay.
there'll be enough movement. I think the teams that are in the top 25 will fill up the playoff spots, and there won't be anybody outside the top 25 that jumps into those top spots. So I think you're wrong.
So we won't have an Iowa State type
No,
situation.
final
from last
answer. I'm good. I think you're wrong.
year. Okay. I think that college football, as it currently sits,
Okay.
with the transfer portal, with questions about guys that have come in across the board, puts enough of the teams outside of the top 25 as we currently sit. That I'm saying there's enough of a chance that I'm saying it's going to happen.
Okay.
There's enough out. The talent is starting to, what's the word I'm looking, spread out enough
Yeah.
that the difference between 12 and 25 isn't as big as it used to be. I'm not saying being ranked number one. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying being in the top 5. I'm not saying...
You're saying grabbing a playoff spot.
I'm saying grabbing a playoff spot. That be good enough to get that far that's outside of the top 25. An SEC team that's outside of the top 25 could make a run at just the right time and get into the college football playoff. A Big Ten team that we're not talking about could make a run and get into the college football playoff. I don't know that it's a Big 12 team that does it, that's not ranked. I think the ranked contenders of the Big 12 are in the top 25. Baylor would be the lone exception for this because they're outside of the top 25.
Utah.
If Baylor gets into the Big 12 championship game and loses, could they get into the college football playoff? Maybe. Probably not. But it's enough of a swing to move up with the talent moving around as much as it has, that I am not willing to say that it's outside of the realm of possibility, and it's almost leaning into more likely to happen. Because don't forget, at first game of the year, Texas is playing Ohio State. One of those teams is going to lose.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
there's enough star power within those names of recognition that loss won't hurt them. That's what sucks.
No, and they'll fall to like 5, or Texas would fall to whoever loses would fall to 5. But Georgia plays Bama, LSU plays Georgia, and Ole Miss. I think those are top 25 matchups right now.
Looking at what you said for the Big Ten, USC is outside the top 25. Iowa is outside the top 25 for the Big Ten. So those are two teams that, could gear up and make a run. You said Baylor, right, for the Big 12. I don't think Baylor could do it. I don't think it'd come out of the Big 12 either. I'm with you on there. Auburn is outside of the top 25, but the SEC is just so dang tough that, you're talking about dominating and going on some serious runs, and that means the teams that are currently ranked inside the top 25 for the SEC would have to have some rough years, or a rough year, not rough years. So I don't know. I'm still gonna say no.
I also don't trust the preseason poll as far as I can throw it either.
Yeah.
So there's an element of that goes with this as well.
I trust their number 24 overall pick right now.
Well, yeah.
That's the one.
I also don't think it's going to finish at 24 either.
No.
I think that's going to go up. I wish that's how they would rank them. Like, not how they sit, but how do you think they're going to finish?
I almost
for the
wish,
preseason poll.
I think it'd be neat if week 1, college football, you didn't have ranks.
Say that again.
No ranks for any team week 1.
Say that again.
That's the only time I can say it. I can't say it anymore. The listeners are going to get tired of me saying the same thing.
When you say it, though.
Yeah.
That warms my heart. Like, I want it to come out when the college football playoff ranking comes out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too late. I think that's right on time. It gives everybody a chance to get excited. That's when because that's when you've seen things. That's when you know things about teams. That's when you can project a little bit, as opposed to the let's see how this ranking works. Is kind of how sometimes I feel these go.
And even saying that you would probably have close to the same ranks, with the exception of teams that play have a first week showdown. They get beat, right?
Sure.
Like a team that loads up and plays another top ranked team, instead of them maybe being a 3, they will start week 2 as an 8. So it really wouldn't change a lot of the landscape per se of what the rankings are in week 1, but it would just to me be neat to say, oh, everybody's unranked week 1, and then boom, a top team gets beat in the first week, and you're like, okay.
How about nobody has the advantage week 1? It is such a huge advantage for teams to try to make the college football playoff at this point if you start the season ranked. And I know my statement is that an unranked team will make the college football playoff. I get that. But that's one of the 12 spots. The other 11 are all ranked.
Yeah.
Right now. Because they've got such a head start. You can lose a game early and fall down and then pick it back up like Ohio State or Texas is going to do. And they're going to be fine. If Bama loses to Georgia, they're going to be fine to try to still make the college football playoff because of how highly they're ranked now.
Yeah.
And a team like Baylor or Utah or USC or somebody outside looking in, while yes, you can peek in and start creeping up, but the people in front of you there then have to lose.
Yeah.
It's such an inherent.
Take a team like Penn, who is currently number 3. They're number 3.
Mm-hmm.
They lose to Utah State first week. They drop to, let's just say 10.
Probably.
Okay.
10 or 11.
If you're unranked, do you drop to like 15th? Because you don't have that 3 beside you saying, oh, it was just a fluke in week 1. You drop farther than So I'm with you. I think it plays an advantage to these teams that are high ranked.
Now that being said, I love that Texas Tech is ranked.
Yeah,
it's awesome. You should do this all the time. I can talk out of both sides of my mouth. I'm allowed. I work in radio.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.